what a terrific game football is. I used to love doing that when I was a little lad. 9, 10-year-old, get a ball, just pushing it against the wall and controlling it as it came back to me, and really trying to improve myself. Now, we're going to do these films, and the idea of it is that I want to try and impart some of the enjoyment that I've got out of the game to everybody that would like to learn. Now, I have one stipulation that I always like to make, is that football, generally speaking, is not hard work. It's a sport, it's fun, it's to be enjoyed. I loved playing football. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm going to try and impart some of that enjoyment to all the people that we've got with us today. Right, well now before we get involved with all the practical work that we're going to do, I think there's a couple of things that are really quite important. We need really to understand what the game is all about as far as discipline is concerned. I think it's very important that we don't argue with referees. If we're going to play the game, let's play it properly. From my point of view, I can remember playing for a long time, but early on in my career, was told that if I argued with referees, the only person who would lose at the end of the day was myself. Because if I started picking fights with him, I might get booked, I might get sent off, and then the following week I probably wouldn't be playing. So don't argue with referees, lads, it's a waste of time. And if we're going to be good players and you're at your age, it's very important that we get plenty of sleep and we eat the right things. For example, you lads probably all play on a Saturday morning, about 11 o'clock kick-off, and I don't know if you do or not, but a lot of young lads I find tend to try and play a game of football on bacon, eggs, sausage, tomatoes, half a loaf of bread. You can't do that. Try and just eat a little bit of something light and then have your big meal when the match is over. Now, I put a big store in discipline, and I put a big store in dressing properly. Now, it's very important that we have our equipment right, because if not, we've got off on the wrong foot. Excuse the pun. Now, I've seen a lot of you lads here, and I'm looking at you now, and you've all got, I would say 99% of you have got your laces tied wrong, your boots are tied up wrong. Can I just show you the best way of doing it, rather than like this example here, you know, a great big knot with loads of excess lace around the place. What we want to try and do is to have a nice, clean foot like that, because we're going to have to strike the ball and we're going to hit it cleanly. If we've got a big knot on the top there, one thing that happens is that you certainly get a sore foot when the ball hits it very, very hard. Try and get rid of all your excess lace like that. See that? Tuck it underneath, tie it behind your tongue, and work towards getting your lace on the side like that one. So it's nicely tucked out of the way, and have a nice clean foot there to kick the ball with. Now I'll move straight on from there to another thing that I find, a little fault that I usually find with young lads when they're putting their equipment together. I'll use this lace just as an example, but what I usually find is that lots of lads get the lace when they're tying up like that, and that's it. See, they tie it like that, and that's right on the bone. Now, if some lad comes along with you and he's got football boots on and he kicks you right on there, he could actually break your leg. The pressure of that knot being pushed against that bone very hard could actually break your leg. So be very careful. What you do is put your tie-ups on like that, and tuck the knot out of the way, round there in the soft part. Or you can bring it round here like that, right? And we're ready for action. Now, on top of that, I do suggest that lads do wear shin pads, shin guards. A lot of youngsters see professional footballers who don't wear them, and they think that's the thing to do. Now, it's very dangerous to try and play a football match. I learned that through experience, and I should really have learned to wear pads, because it does protect this area here, and it is the game is called football, and we do use our feet, and accidents can happen, and lads occasionally do break the legs or have really serious kicks. So if you can wear pads or get into the habit of wearing pads, I think it's important that you do. That's terribly important. We're just going to now do a little warming up exercise, as though we were in the dressing room, if you can imagine, before you go out. Rather than just getting yourselves ready, some little exercises just to stretch the muscles that we're going to need when we go out onto the field. First one is for the groins, nice little, your legs apart like that, and just stretch them. Just find yourself a tiny little space and just stretch your groins there like that. There we go, in and out. Don't go too far so that it hurts you. You can feel it when it's doing you, when it's just getting a little bit painful. Just stop, because we're just easing into it. Now then, the next one is just turn your right foot in. We're still doing the exercise for the groins. Point your toe to the outside and stretch it just that little bit further now, right? And the other foot, point it out the other way. Left foot pointed out. There we go. Put your hand on your knee. Hand on your knee, that's it. That's super. And now together, feet about 18 inches, 2 feet apart. We're just going to stretch here, some little exercise. Just do as I'm doing here, look. Right, and into some straightforward arm swinging. There we go. Just try and oil all the joints that we've got to use. Don't pull any muscles when we get out there. Beautiful. Now, go into an arm exercise. Here we go. Nice and short, nice and short. Short and quick rather than long. There we go. Okay, stand. Hands on your hips. And let's just give our necks a little stretch. Just big circles from left to right. And we go. And back again. Just a couple each, that's all we need to do. And now for our hamstrings, just at the back here. Cross your legs. Cross your feet, your right foot across your left like that. And just put your hands at the back and just ease down as far as you can. You can feel it going painful, but then you stop. And up again. Just do 2 that side. Round we go, round we go. And up again. And change your feet over. Change your feet over. Round we go. 1 and 2. But let's just have a couple of little warm-ups. When you're knocking the ball, knock it. When you've done that and you've had your little sprint, use the little time that you've got and up you go and stretch your body. Do all the activities that you're going to do in a match. Ready for this kick-off. Okay, let's go then. Just stretch out a bit. I'll join in with you. I'll knock the ball. When I've knocked the ball, that's not the end of it. I then move on to another position with a quick little sprint, and on my way, up I go and just try and stretch all the muscles that I'm going to use, right? Off you go. Let's go. Up we go. Here we go. That's it. On your toes, all the time on your toes. On your toes. Here goes, and a little sprint. Back we go. Super. Oh, that's a good stretch, that. Off you go. Come on, Russ, here you go. Into there, into there. Russ, pick it up, come on. Pick it up. Back I go over here. That's it, a little bit of movement. Lovely. So we've made sure that our equipment is okay. We've made sure that we've done our pre-match preparations. We're fit and we're ready for the game. The game has started, so the first contact that we'll probably get with the ball is when someone passes it to us. Now when this happens, we have to make sure that we know every way of controlling that ball and getting it there in front of us so that we are the masters and we are ready to distribute it. Now there are lots and lots of different balls that can come at you from all directions. You can stop it numerous ways, with your chest, with your thigh, with the inside of your foot. You can take it in movement and carry on. We'll go through each little way of controlling the ball, and then we'll bring the lads into operation and give them a chance to see how they can do it. And once I've controlled the ball and I'm the master of it, then I'm off. All right. That's the first one, a straightforward, simple ball knocked to me along the floor. Right? Off we go again. All the time, the main thing that I'm trying to achieve is to get that ball in front so that I'm the boss. Another one. Maybe now, a couple in the air. I've got my thigh, I've got my chest, I can... God, this is good. I think I should be still playing. 18 inches in front, so all I need to do is swing the foot and immediately we're moving. But I've got the ball 18 inches in front of me, which is where I want it. And no one else can play with it while I've got it. Terribly important, that. Now, what we've got to do is to take the steam out of the ball. If it's coming at me quite hard, use it like a cushion. Knock a ball over here, Hammy, for me, please, again. So if it comes quite hard, what I've got to do is to take the steam out of it and then play it on its way. So it's like a cushion. When the ball comes, imagine it hitting against a cushion. It goes soft and it falls just there. If it was against a wall, it would go bang and it's off and out of control. Here we go. Take the steam out of it, there we go, and play it on its way. That's all we need to do. On the toes all the time. Last go, last go. On the toes, so we're off. Super, that is. Great. Okay, nice straightforward control that we're looking for. When the ball's knocked up to you and you're knocking it across, make sure that you get the ball immediately in front of you where you can play it immediately back. Straightforward. Now, if it comes and you're so good that you can knock the ball first time, then do that, because that really is the best control of the lot. But all I'm looking for at the moment is that when the ball's knocked to you, you get it under control, 18 inches in front, so that you can immediately, without breaking step, return the pass to the player who's laid it to you. If it comes awkwardly, then it's up to you to adjust your positions, be on your toes, and maybe one bounces up and you have to do it with your thigh and get it down. The same object is to get it in front and play the ball back. Let's see you run through it just a few times. Right, off you go.
Remember to stay on your toes.
Good.
Decide where the ball will arrive and move in line. Relax as this ball arrives to you. If you want to, and you are able, play it first time, but don't pose.
Well done. That was a little bit underneath you there, Russ. Try and shove it just a little bit in front, that's it. Well done. Okay, let's go a stage further then. If Ray can maybe throw me a couple of balls, just come in, Ray. I'm going to show you. The things are not going to be as simple as that, where the ball keeps being pushed along the floor at you so that you can control it easily. It comes from different directions and different heights, and we've got to work on different ways of doing it. Now, the softer parts of our body are our thighs and our chest up here. So if we can cushion the ball when it lands here on our thighs and then drop it to where we want, like I've said before, right in front of us, that is the object of the exercise now. So we're just going a stage further than the basic ball along the floor and controlling it. It's not always as easy as that, so we've got some more difficult ones. Let Ray just throw me a couple in, we'll see. Hey. There we are. Just let it bounce off. And again. Hey. All the time the object is to get it down in front. Right? On the toes all the time. Try a couple of those, lads, come on. Come a little bit closer, you can come a little bit closer for this. Okay, once the ball there. Okay, off you go. Be on your toes all the time, don't get caught on your heels, otherwise you'll find yourself going backwards. If you're on your toes, you can come and meet it. That's good. Kill the ball. Just let it cushion off your thigh. Good lad, Russ, that's all right. All right. Good lad, Oggy. It's good, that. Right, hopefully now that we've learned how to control it, the next stage is how do we distribute the ball? How do we propel this ball from one place to the other as quickly and as efficiently as we can? I would like to explain that it's terribly important when you do strike a ball, it doesn't matter whether it's a moving ball or whether it's a stationary ball, is that we hit it positively and we know exactly what we're going to do with it and we do it confidently. Now, there are so many ways that we can pass this ball. There is the straightforward side foot along the floor. There is the chip ball. There is the very high ball. There is the low-driven ball. There's the curled ball out this way or out that way. We'll go through them all and try and put them in the context of a football match. Right, now we're going to learn how to strike the ball. 3 examples here. The first time I want to try and hit the ball and keep it low, a straightforward ball, driven down to Woggy there, who's about 20 yards away from me. Not too hard, driven comfortably, but not lethargic either. and I'm trying to keep the ball on the floor. Now how I do that is that to keep the ball down, I've obviously got to try and hit the top of the ball. So my left foot addresses it alongside. I come in, I'm trying to hit above the letter in there, which will make sure that the ball doesn't rise. There it is, address the ball alongside, my knee over the ball, striking it with my instep, and that would almost certainly make me keep the ball in that line of direction and very accurately and low, which is what I want to do. So I'll just give you one example. Here we go. Nice and crisp, not too hard, so that Oggy was able to control it okay. So here we are. I'm going to try and clip this one in now. I'll get one of the other lads to stand in between. Weirdy, can you stand on the line there? So I've got to try and clip this ball over the top of him. Not too high, just enough to clear him, because I want to make sure that Oggy at the far side has a little bit of time once he collects it. But the object of the exercise this time is not to hit through the top of the ball, but to hit underneath the ball. My left foot addresses it slightly behind, and I catch the ball underneath, same instep, but by doing it and addressing it left and hitting underneath the ball, I'm able to rise, get the ball up into the air and just knock it above Weirdy there so that Oggy can collect it. Here we go. Concentration, still the same. Very accurate. Right through the ball, as I said, positively struck. Now I'm going to try and bend this ball round Oggy, round Weirdy to Oggy. And the principles of it are this, is that if you can imagine and I hit the ball on the outside here, I'm going to try and spin it that way. I'll play it with my left foot, spin it that way, which will curl the ball round. Now the harder that I strike it, striking right through it, the more spin I'll get on it. I'll try and hit this quite hard and exaggerate so I can prove the point of trying to bend the ball round Weirdy there. The same thing applies, it's your foot alongside the ball, but you're giving it that spinning action. You're putting a spinning action on the ball to try and get it round the back of Weirdy there. Okay, I'll hit this quite hard to try and really exaggerate it. I spun it round all right, but I was a little bit chicken again, gave it a little bit too much to do, but the point's still there. It'll spin if you hit it hard enough. Okay, lads, come in here. Now, there's often in a match where I see one particular player who's got himself trapped in a corner, and you see other players having a look at him and saying to himself, I wonder if he's going to get out of that position. Now, what I like to see is if somebody is there and he's got a little bit of a tight situation, his pals have got to come and make themselves available to him. Never leave him isolated, because he wants some options. I might be there and I'm playing the ball, I can't really see. But if I see one of my pals shout, I'm here, Billy, I'm here, Johnny, you know, I've got an option. That gives me an option. And that's what we're going to try and work on here. We've got a little grid that we're going to work alongside. Now, we're going to play 3 of yous, 1 on each cone here, and a bit later on we'll put in some opposition, but at the moment without, I want the ball to be knocked from one player to the other, and while there's an empty space on either of the cones, I want it filling immediately. So the ball really is always central. Once the player has the ball, there's 2 players, 1 on either side of him. And then when you, for example, Macca, you go over there, stand on that cone there, Hammy there, go over there, Oggy, right? So if Macca's got the ball there, that's the situation I want. But once, Macca, you lay the ball up to Oggy, just lay it up to him, right? What have you got to do now, Hammy? Adjust your position, give him that other option. So you come in there, right? Oggy, you lay the ball, and then you've got to adjust your position again, Macca. Right? Oggy? You see that? Never leave your player isolated. Always give him 2 options. He can go either way. Fantastic. Now, Russ, I want you to come in here now. The same exercise that we've been doing, and what you've just done was absolutely fantastic. This is now an open area, this grid here. I'm not restricting you to the outside. You can come in, 3 of yous in here, trying to find space against Russ, who's going to close you down and try and mark you without actually tackling physically. And we're going to do it for maybe about 15 seconds, and it doesn't seem very long, that, but you should be tired at the end of that if they're doing the job properly and you're still finding space, but you're not restricted to the outsides in this area here, which will in a match is a situation that arises all the time, where you've got lads in tight situations who want a little bit of help, and this is how we work on doing it, all right? After your breather, I'll come in. When you've got a little bit tired, I'll come in and give you a little breather, right? Off you go. Now, you're not at the edge, you're inside, remember? Still your confidence, have a look. Ah, well done, Russ. You deserve a little bit of something there. Close them down right. Okay, let them come away. Remember, you've got your options. Right. Right, don't stand still, Hammy, don't stand still. You can come inside, beautiful. Lovely. Oh, fantastic.
Note how the triangle keeps its shape, always helping the man who's on the ball.
That's enough. Well done, all of you. Terrific. Terrific little exercise, right? The same again. You did well there. Have a breather. I'm just going to show 'em. Maybe in 44, I'm a lot older, my breathing will sound a little bit more laboured than yours, right? To give you an idea of how hard it is when people are doing this thing right against us. Ready? I'm going to go as quick as I can, but I'm not going to tickle you. Oh, I'm nearly there. Well done. I think we'll finish on that note, a Bobby Charlton tackle. Fantastic. Unique occasions, those tackles. Well, here we are at the most exciting part of football, the goals. The reason why we come onto the field in the first place and why we want to become footballers. Now, all the work that we've been doing with these lads today, we're going to put into operation now in one exercise, and that is with the final part of it being the shot at goals. What the public love, what everybody goes dashing behind the goals for as soon as they go into a ground, because this is where all the action is. We've worked on our equipment, we've worked on our boots and on our fitness, we've done our little bits of work on control and how to strike a ball. We're going to put that all into operation now, and each of these lads is going to have the chance to control the ball sent to them. First of all, he's going to find 5 or 6 yards space. He's going to take whichever ball comes to him in whichever fashion he wants, on his thigh, on his chest, on the inside of his foot, take it and finish off with the end product, a shot at goals. And that's what we're going to do now. Come on, lads, let's go at the edge of the box. Here we go. I'm just going to try and find a little bit of space. Here we go. Hey. Beautiful. Right. Came to me on my chest, so that's the way I decided to take it. Who's next? Hammy, in you get. Right, you'll get it a different way. I might throw it high, I might throw it low. Okay, there you go. Beautiful, finish! Finish, hit those goals. Oh, fancy getting into a position like that and then actually missing the goals. Where is it? Beautiful, finish up again, it's not out of play. Well played, John. Until that ball goes behind the goals, it's still in play. You might get a rebound. Okay, here we go. Oh, well turned, and tucked away beautifully. 9 out of 10. Go. Oh, well done, well fit. It was all right, that. You were a bit tight for space, but you don't get time to wait for it to drop in the box, otherwise somebody comes in and tackles you. All right? Ready, let's go. Hey. Tuck it in. Round about that box, you might be a midfield player coming in. Let's get it smashed at the goals. Hard luck there. It's a good save. We all had to go. Hey? All right, fantastic. One more. I'll just have one more. Come on. Because I love this, you know. I love shooting. Just pretend I'm off. Hey? Tucked into the bottom corner. Thanks, lads. Fantastic goal, wasn't it? Terrific. So there we are. We've gone through lots of things. How to control the ball, how to pass a ball. One thing that I would like to say is that you have your video machines at home. You've got this film. If there's anything that you're not sure of, all you've got to do, wind the reel back and have another look at it. Practice everything that we've gone through, how to strike a ball, how to spin it. Be careful with your equipment and your fitness, and remember that football's, it's great fun and I love it. So get the use out of your video machine, get the use out of this film. There are lots of things that we've talked about and there's lots of things that we've yet to talk about. we have to go into heading, into tackling, into how to attack players, how to go into shooting physically and really concentrate on it, how to do free kicks, how to take our corners, etc. There are lots and lots of things that we've got to talk about, but that's in the future. In the meantime, remember what I've said about all that's happened today is concentration, concentrate very much on what you're doing and be confident of what you're doing. I've enjoyed being with you. We've got lots to talk about and I look forward to seeing you again. Now in the meantime, I'm going to do what I love doing best and have a few shots at goals. See you soon. One, two, three, a hat trick. Not bad anyway, seeing we didn't have a goalkeeper.